today. What I would just like to add to that, being one point of what I want to say today, is we also remember Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us and spoken to us, explained the Quran to us about the quality of patience, which is from the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself as Sabur, patience and perseverance. Allah makes it very clear in the Quran that we seek help from Him through patience and salah. But He confirmed at the end that He is with those who have patience. Then we understand that even an act as great as salah, which is the greatest form of worship, cannot be done without patience. Yes. For among other things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala maintains everything that He has created, including ourselves and the whole universe, with His divine quality of patience. So Rasulullah in that regard has told us that fasting is one half of patience. Yes. And patience, again, he said, is one part of faith. Therefore, that we have patience is very important. We learn this in fasting, and it is applicable. It helps us in the rest of our life activities for our whole lives. When we learn to fast, especially these long days, and we remember that in our part of the world, whether be it in Africa or in the Middle East, there are millions of people fasting when the sun is much hotter. And in parts of Africa, like in Gambia, people sometimes suffer from lack of electricity, no ventilation, no air conditioning, no cold water at the end of the day, and they fast under the heat of the summer sun. Then patience, again, is the quality that we are all looking for. Because without it, we cannot worship Allah correctly. In saying that, I proceed to the next point, to show that fasting in itself, actually, as men of wisdom and women of wisdom have clarified for us from the teachings of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, we talk about, we practice, according to our different levels, 3 types of fasting. All cannot be done without patience. The first is the fasting that ordinary people understand. Abstention from food and drink. From dawn to dusk. Sawm al-Amma. There, the warning is what Sheikh Toure mentioned yesterday. Rasulullah has said, As-siyamu junnah, fasting is a shield. It must help you guard against all forms of vice. And it must help to encourage you towards every form of good. That is why in another hadith he says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَدَعْ قَوْلَ الزُّورِ وَالْعَمَلُ بِهِ فَلَيْسَ لِلَّهِ حَاجَةٌ فِي أَنْ يَدَعْ طَعَامَهُ وَشَرَابَهُ. Whoever does not give up false talk, false speech, pretense, deceitful behavior, lying, cheating, backbiting, bearing false witness, etc. Whoever does not give up these things and acting upon them, then Allah has no need for them to give up their food and drink. Then we know fasting is a lot more than just food and drink. That is why scholars have spoken also about Sawm al-Khassa, the fasting of the chosen servants of Allah. And we all aspire to be amongst the chosen servants of Allah. That is when you fast from food and drink, and you endeavor to make sure that every part of your body also fasts. Your hand will not touch anything that is haram. Your mouth will not say anything, your tongue will not pronounce any word that is haram or indecent or obscene. Your eyes will not voluntarily look at anything that is haram. Your ears likewise will not listen to what is haram. Your legs will not take you to anywhere that Allah does not like. Then if you practice this, you are practicing the fasting of the select. And even higher than that, which requires a great amount of patience, is Sawmu Khawas al-Khawas, the fasting of the select amongst the select. Yes. Like the hadith Al-Qudsi, where Allah talks about His awliya, His chosen servants. We know that all believers are friends of Allah, chosen servants of Allah, but we excel one another in what the hadith says, from the fara'id to the sunan and the nawafil, extra. Sawmu Khawas al-Khawas, the fasting of the select amongst the select, is not only limited to fasting in Ramadan. It is not only limited to guarding parts of your body against wrongdoing and then busying in good doing only in Ramadan, but it goes throughout their lives. They guard against evil throughout their lives. They fast throughout their lives, not necessarily that they abstain from food and drink all of their lives, because they are human beings, but they guard every part of their body against doing evil throughout their lives. And this is Sawm Khawas al-Khawas. But as they are human beings, if they should falter at any point of time or any moment, they hasten to repent to Allah and to mend their ways. That another hadith teaches us that وَأَتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُهَا. When shaitan takes you over even for a moment and you do wrong, the moment you realize and hasten to do good, and the good that you do will wipe away the bad that you did before it. This is how believers live. This is how believers go ahead. To conclude, we will remind also about the other side, the positive side, when fasting and your patience encourages you to do good. That let us take the opportunity in Ramadan, as we are doing, we continue remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as fasting takes us closer to Him, as He has chosen it amongst all forms of worship to be His own. When we keep away from evil, then we should be encouraged, or we should endeavor to do good, so that evil is even farther away from us. And the best way to do that, again, is to constantly keep Allah in mind, constantly keep remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let our patience also take us to that. Rasulullah alayhi salam once told his Sahaba, shall I not tell you something that is even better than Hajj and Sawm, Hajj and fasting and Zakat and Jihad fi sabilillah? They say, but what? He say, Dhikrullah, and yakuna lisanuka da'iman ratiban bi dhikrillahi, aw kama qala sallallahu alayhi wasallam, is that your tongue is always kept wet by moving with remembrance of the name of Allah, adoration. And remembrance of the name of Allah also has several levels, but we will only take the lowest level. Perhaps from there we build on, is that your tongue keeps remembering Allah all the time. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innal qulub. Yes. That from the remembrance of Allah is where you can find happiness and peace of mind. It is not in wealth, it is not in position, it is not in beauty, but it is in being with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For there is all wealth, there is all position, there is all beauty, there is everything good, the remembrance of Allah.
This connotation is very important for me to know this.
Exactly.
Tell me all.
That, inshallah, you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you are virtually dead in your sleep. When you wake up, you know Allah has put back your ruh in you. See? Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyani ba'da ma amatani wa ilayhi an-nushur. Thanks be to Allah, I praise Allah who has given me life after He had caused me to die. And to Allah is my final return. You know, when eventual death comes, that is the final death, you will return to Him again, who has brought back your ruh to you after taking it in your sleep. Yes. You begin with the remembrance of Allah. Rasulullah ﷺ tells us, whoever goes to bed at night with wudu and remembers Allah while sleeping, at the beginning of your sleep, Bismika Allahumma ahya wa amut, the least that you can say, it is in your name, Allah, that I live, and in your name that I shall die. That is the least you can say. You can recite for your own protection against shaitan in your sleep. Surah Al-Fatiha, Ayatul Kursi, the last two parts of Surah Al-Baqarah, from Aman al-Rasul. Surah Al-Ikhlas 3 times. Surah Al-Falaq 3 times. Surah Al-Nas 3 times. So, when you recite these, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appoints an angel that will stand guard over you and drive away any evil that would want to come to you. Otherwise, shaitan will tie 3 knots at your head until you sleep. The night is long. But when you recite this, Allah will put an angel on guard over you. When you wake up in the morning and you recite the name of Allah, you remember Allah. Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyani ba'da ma amatani wa ilayhi an-nushur. One knot of shaitan is untied. You are freed from it. When you go and make wudu, the other second knot is untied. And when you stand and make salat, Salatul Fajr, Salat Subhi, the third knot is untied and you are free from shaitan. And when you make, after Salatul Fajr, you remember Allah again. أصبحنا أصبح الملك لله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد ولا كل شيء قدير. Remember the name of Allah. Rasulullah alayhi salatu tells us, for example, if you say after Salatul Fajr, before talking to anyone in the position of julus, لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير, 10 times, very easy, 10 times. It says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wipe away from you 10 to 100 sins. He will elevate you between 10 to 100 degrees in virtue, and you will be protected for the rest of the day. So easy. Yes. And there are many adhkar that you can learn from the books of adhkar that you recite in the morning that will protect you for the rest of your day, and that you recite in the evening that will protect you for the rest of the night, and the cycle goes on throughout your lives. That is why our good mashayikh, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy upon them, have taught us many adhkar. That is the main purpose actually of the turuq as-Sophia that we have. It is to revive these sunnahs, never to indulge in innovations that have no foundation, in bid'ah, no. Because as they have learned from Rasulullah alayhi salam, al-waqtu min sayf, time is like a sword. If you don't cut it, it will cut you. Yes. So if you spend it in the remembrance of Allah, you lose nothing. Because the only thing that the people of Jannah will regret in Jannah is not spending every moment of their lives in remembering Allah in this dunya. Yes. If they see the reward that Allah has for them in paradise, they would have wished that they had done even more. Yes. So let us not lose any time. Let us use Ramadan as a time to develop ourselves, for maintenance, for realignment, to refresh ourselves, to relearn the good things that should accompany us for the rest of our lives. Every Ramadan we do the same. We are refreshed, we are reborn, so to speak, we are remade, we are realigned, that we continue for the rest of the year able to face the negative currents of life and withstand them, and able to flow with the positive currents of life and develop ourselves and progress materially and spiritually. For these are some of the least things we can learn in Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us all to draw closer and closer to Him all the time and make our lives fruitful and progressive and beneficial in this dunya and the hereafter. Allahumma ij'alna mimman yastami'una al-qawla fayattabi'una ahsana. اللهم ربنا أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم انصرنا وانصر من نصر الدين واجعلنا منهم يا رب العالمين. واخذل يا ربنا من خذل الدين ولا تجعلنا منهم أبدا. ربنا زدنا علما وارزقنا فهما وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا وانصرنا على أنفسنا وعلى أعدائنا أعدائك أعداء الدين. وقل رب اغفر وارحم خير الراحمين. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. صلاة تفتح لنا بها أبواب الرضا والتيسير وتغلق بها عنا أبواب الشر والتعسير وتكون لنا بها وليا ونصيرا. أنت ولينا مولانا فنعم المولى ونعم النصير. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.